Wasn't that outstanding? What a story. And think how many people have been impacted by the work of Metter Staffing over these past 50 years. Let me introduce to you some of the people who have definitely been touched by Metter Staffing. I'm going to ask if you're a current Metter Staffing Services employee, if you would please stand. Please stand. All right, let's give them a round of applause. And I want you to remain standing. And if you're a former Metter Staffing employee, will you please stand? All right. Keep standing. And if you have been placed by or worked in temporary positions through Metter Staffing, Top Talent, or Metter Braiding over the past 50 years, will you please stand? Wow, look at that. That's amazing. You can see the impact. All right, you can all be seated. I just referred to Metter Brady Staffing, and you heard the reference in the video also. When the company was first started, it was two equal partners, Ben Metter and Jean Brady. And they worked together before they started the company at Diamond Shamrock. Jean was at the Greens Bio plant, and Ben was at the Deer Park plant. Both had been offered promotions, one in California and the other to Ohio. Neither were thrilled about leaving Pasadena. They turned those promotions down and opened the doors of Metter Brady Personnel Services on December 11th, 1968. And as the years went on, Ben and Jean made other investments together. In 1986, they decided to follow their individual passions, with Ben taking over Metter Staffing and Jean taking over Pasadena Honda. Jean passed away a few years ago, but Ben and he always remained dear friends. I'd like to take a moment to recognize two other people who were there in those early days. Sarah Brady, Jean's widow, and Dee Carr, who's the mother of Melinda Metter Torreson and Trey Metter. Both Sarah and Dee took on the challenge back in December 1968, and they believed in a vision of what could be possible. Sarah's out of town today, but I'd like Dee to stand. She's in the audience. Where are you, Dee? Right there. Let's give her a round of applause. Ben's 4 children and one of his daughter-in-laws are involved in the business, and when you talk with them, working at the family business wasn't really where they pictured themselves. But each of them has developed a passion and a certain expertise in their area in working in the business. It's truly a family business. I'd like to introduce the Metter kids and their spouses, and as I do so, if you'll please stand. Melinda Torreson and her husband, Rick Torreson. Let's give them a round of applause. Son, Trey Metter, and his wife, Carrie Metter. Daughter, Morgan Sheen, and her husband, Carson. And Ryan Metter and his wife, Holly. Let's give them a round of applause. And also joining us today are 2 of the 7 Metter grandchildren. Grandson Cody Torreson is here, and also granddaughter Emily Torreson. Let's give them a round of applause. The other 5 are in school or daycare or being watched by another grandma somewhere. And I know Janice was hoping I would forget her. That's the kind of woman that she is, always someone supporting and in attendance, but never wanting to get attention or called out. Well, sorry, Janice, today you're getting called out. We want to recognize you for being a strong partner and confidant and someone who's been very involved in the business. Her most recent title is Vice President of Administration, and she knows the entire business. Janice has had a strong role in the company over these past decades. She's also called wife, mom, stepmom, and grandma. Please help us in recognizing Mrs. Janice Metter. Janice, please stand. There we go. Janice, I know you didn't want to be remembered today and called out like this, but you can't be mad at me for long. We go to church together. Our pastor's here, so you're going to have to get over it. So, and as today was coming together, we questioned what the next step should be in this luncheon celebration, and it was so clear that many of us have been mentored by Ben Metter, and that we've been inspired by his strong faith and how that has guided and led his work at Metter Staffing and in our community. We've also been inspired by his calm and steady leadership style. And when you see a person who is so highly respected and trusted in all of his work, you want to hear the secret. It's one thing that always keeps coming back is, how do you lead with this kind of success? So one of the things that Ben has talked about over the years in getting to know people and what they want for their own future, he calls those conversations with people fireside chats. And so when we talked today, Ben had some things he wanted to communicate to the community and things he wanted us to hear. And so with that, Melinda also sought out questions from community members and from their employees about things we wanted to hear. So Melinda's going to have a chat with Ben, and she's going to ask him all those questions, and we want to hear what he's thinking about for our community and the company for the future. So I'm asking Melinda and Ben, they're up here already. I just want you to know there's no pressure here, but we would like to know, bottom line, what's the magic for 50 years of success?